Big step. How hard did you have to fight to take it, though?
Well, it's another massive win, obviously. Yeah, we knew it was going to be tough, and especially when you don't close the game in the first half with the chances that we had, it was going to be difficult. You can sense as well the tension and how much it means. So, yeah, very happy. I've got a lot of hair, but now I start to worry with this tension. If one day I can lose it all.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't quite West Ham, but again, was it pretty nerve-shredding on the touchline?
Yeah, we didn't concede, I think, anything. But yeah, one in the Premier League, any situation, the opponents have so much quality, and you never know. And yeah, it's another massive one. I want to go.
If we divide it into halves, how good was the first half? And although the goal took a while, did you always have that sense it was coming?
Yeah, I think it's one of the best football that we've played this season. It was really good. I think it should have been 2 or 3 goals, and the game would have looked different. But that's the quality as well of this team, that if he's not able to make the difference by 2 or 3 goals, we certainly have the tools to make it very hard for the opponent to score.
Can you talk us through that series of corners that you had? Because you go short, I think, 3 times in a row, and obviously you're looking to generate a chance through that. But does that also then create a little bit more space front post when it does go in the box?
Well, it's like any behavior of the opponent. If they don't come man to man, you do something. If they come man to man, you do something else. With the corners, it's exactly the same. Like when they adapt to avoid something, you're going to open another space, and we need to be smart to exploit it.
In the second half, do we just see there the weight of 22 years? When it's been that long for a club, it's not supposed to be easy.
It's never going to be easy, and especially with the quality that this Premier League has got. And you witness that, you know, Burnley, they're going to get relegated. But they are a top team. They are really well coached. And on top of that, every club has an incredible spirit, you know, to defend their history, their pride, and that's the beauty of this league.
VAR obviously stepped in last week, and I think the consensus was rightly to disallow the West Ham goal. I wonder if you've seen back the Kai Havertz challenge around the 70th minute and have a view on whether that was a red card.
I haven't seen it. You see me that I was there. I went straight to with our people, and I haven't had a chance to have a look.
And if you've had a little bit of fortune, that's also part of a 38-game season, I guess.
For sure, if we look at everything, every action that happened this season, for sure, you're not going to get anything that we don't deserve.
So, tomorrow night then, because by this time tomorrow night, you could be Premier League champions. Any plans to watch Bournemouth versus Manchester City?
I don't know yet. I just want to enjoy tonight, and tomorrow let's see what we do.
But I'm sure it must be in you thinking, like, you've worked so hard, this group, over 4 years and more, to get this close. Surely you'd want to enjoy that together.
Yeah, but I don't know if what we have to do is just prepare the Crystal Palace game the best possible way. The other thing is only in our hands.
Your sense, your feeling, or do you have to have that feeling that they're gonna take you to the wire, they're gonna push you all the way?
I don't know. This is the Premier League, and we know the quality. You know what Andoni's done. You know the record that they have right now, what the amazing season that they're having. So everything is possible. This is the Premier League, and we will be watching it.
One last question, because there are reports tonight that this season will be Pep Guardiola's last. And I wanted to ask you, as someone he's been a hero for you, a mentor, a friend, a rival now. If it is to be his last season, how great is his legacy?
Once he makes that decision, then we can talk about it. Before that, I think nobody should do that.
Okay. Thank you, Mikel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Those are the reports this evening that Pep Guardiola will leave at the end of this season, which for Manchester City will be on Sunday. Before then, they've got Bournemouth tomorrow night. And Mikel Arteta is sort of saying, not sure yet what the plan is. Do you think they will be together watching that? Because, of course, if Bournemouth gets something against Manchester City, it's all over.
I don't know if they will be together watching the game, but for sure he will have an eye on the game tomorrow. If City doesn't get the result, they can be credit champion, and they may have something prepared in case.
They'd want to be there, wouldn't they? They want to be together just in case?
Or they want to be together, or everybody will be at home. I'm sure players will stick together in somebody's house and watching the game. And they may plan something if they manage to, City doesn't manage to get the result. Maybe everybody is meeting to the training ground and have a small celebration. But of course, they will be watching the game and hoping that City will not going to get the result.
Round Jamie Vardy's house.
I know, yeah, I was watching that, yeah.
11 times it's happened before. Teams won the title when they're not been playing.
OK. I think initially you go back to sort of the Leeds team, was it Gary McCallister, Lee Chapman, all that. On the cans, on the beers. I don't think it'll be like that. I think it'll be a big celebration rather than a little one. Maybe, but I would imagine they would get together after the game. But yeah, it's it's good to see the great scenes, aren't you, when you look back at them in probably years to come, and they will want to celebrate that moment as well together. But it's an awkward one, isn't it? If you get together and then it doesn't happen, and someone's going to post a picture on social media, and then you don't. Oh, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, they will keep emphasising.
I just wish I was in that position once. That would have been nice.
Yeah, of course. They will keep emphasising that it's not there yet, and of course Manchester City are perfectly capable of beating Bournemouth. One factor of tonight, again, is the success of Arsenal's set pieces this season. That was the 18th goal they've scored from a corner this season, which is a new Premier League record, breaking the record that they had already set, along with Spurs, we should point out. Do we underestimate this, Patrick, and just the value of it and I suppose you could say, the forward thinking of Arsenal to be at the front of this?
Yeah, but the game's changed now. I think majority of the team have set pieces coaches around, and majority of the teams spend time on set pieces because sometimes games winning or losing on set pieces. So during the week, you have to spend time, you have to work on the defensive and offensive side of set pieces because it became a really important part of the game. So teams have to be prepared, looking at weaknesses and strength of opposition team and how you can hurt them. So majority of the team are well prepared, but Arsenal are better than the other teams in that side of the game.
I think there's also been a common sort of shared groupthink, if you like, that the best attack wins the Premier League. But this is, tonight, the 32nd clean sheet that Arsenal have had in all competitions this season. Again, is that something that we should be speaking a bit more about, just that strength that they have defensively?
I think the goalkeeper, the back four, the midfielder working quite really hard. And winning the title, you have to be really strong. You have to excel in one part of the game, and they're excelling on set pieces, but they are excelling as well on the defensive side of the game. They are quite really strong. They are defending really well. The two central back has been sensational this season, and when your defense is strong, you're always still in the game, and you have a chance of winning games and taking the 3 points. And when you don't concede goals, it gives you a good advantage.
All right, Patrick, one of the big traditions we have on Monday Night Football across the season is when we get to the end, which we are for our Monday Night Football season, is that we put Jamie or Gary on the spot and ask them to tell us who've been the outstanding performers. So we're going to hear Jamie's take on his end-of-season awards now. Feel free to barrack him, to question him.
Well, good job he wasn't here when we did the midfielder one.
No, but he did hear about that.
Yes, exactly, I know. Yes. We got to the bottom of it.
Right, let's start with the list.
Yes, we'll come to those reports in a moment from the blue half of Manchester. But first, let's concentrate on the Gunners. You kicked every ball there tonight. They weren't at their best, but yet again, they found a way.
Yeah, it becoming their signature goal now, isn't it? From a set piece, 1-0 to the Arsenal. It's more George Graham than Arsene Wenger. It wasn't pretty at times, but I don't think they care. This group, they just want to get over the line. It's hard to watch though. Fans played their part tonight. There's a real unity in the stadium, and I think that they've learnt a great deal in that match, how to perform under pressure, get what you need. Over to City now to see how they can match up tomorrow night.
Indeed. So let's just remind you of the conundrum now. Very simple. Arsenal have got one league game left to play. City have two. The next one on Tuesday night away at Bournemouth. It is very, very simple. Manchester City have to win that game to take the title race, this incredible title race, to the final day. If they don't, Arsenal will be champions on Tuesday evening. If they do, then Arsenal go to Crystal Palace, remember, 3 days before their big European final. Villa go to City 3 days after their European final. 5-point gap now at the top between the two. Do you have to expect City to win at Bournemouth, even if you hope they don't now?
Well, if I'm still playing and I'm still out there, I'm expecting City to win it. Talk tonight that Pep might be on his way, creates another narrative, takes a bit of something away from Arsenal in a way. These players are, if they weren't already trying really hard for their manager, they're going to try even harder for him. We want him to go on a high, 2 domestic trophies, perhaps a third one, which would be quite remarkable in a transitional season. So, no, I think the timing, this coming out, we don't know if it's official, but it can only help their story now. It's come so late. Normally, it's detrimental to a team when the manager says he's going, but there's something that this guy offers that other managers don't.
Declan, thanks for talking to us. The most important thing is to getting the 3 points, despite it was a bit nervy in the second half. How do you feel about the whole atmosphere, the stadium, coming into the stadium before the game as well?
3 points is 3 points. I'm so happy, so happy. Tough team since they've had a new manager come in, due to Villa. Lost narrowly to City 1-0, so we wasn't expecting to roll them over. They're a good team with good players. But yeah, so happy we got 3 points. That's all that matters right now. And the fans, the atmosphere was incredible. So happy. So yeah, we keep pushing.
Scoring 18th goal from set pieces this season in the Premier League, of course. You tried different technique with the set pieces today, but you ended up doing it what you do best: throw it into the box.
Yeah, but we've not scored. We've not scored for a while, so it was nice to actually score from an actual set piece now tonight, because we've not scored for ages from a direct set piece. Maybe a short one, yeah, but not from direct. So it was nice to score tonight from one of them, and that had been coming for a while. So yeah, if you can't win the game in open play, you win the game from set pieces, and we've done that a lot of times this season. So it's a good strength of ours.
Can we say you're putting a hand and a half on the title?
Not yet. Not yet. It's not done yet. Still one massive game, Selhurst Park. Full focus now is on that, recovering, being ready. We know what's at stake. Full focus is on that.
And especially viewing tomorrow for the players? Are you talking about gathering together, the players, watch Bournemouth, Manchester City maybe?
No, we know what's obviously at stake and what can happen. Not spoke to anyone yet about it, just because we've just said goodbye to the fans and the families have come on and stuff. So yeah, I'm not even sure if we're going to see each other now. People are going to be in and out of the changing rooms, but regardless of that game, we know we have to win, so I'm not really bothered what happens there.
Me and Stuart get on really well now, the club photographer. Yeah.
Still got it, Mikel.
Yeah. Just get your picture and get off the pitch.
Does this tell us? They always talk about being a family club. Is this the evidence, Patrick?
Yeah, I think last game of the season at home, you want to please the family for the support. And I think for them it's mean a lot to be on the field and to live that moment.
I mean, you talked before, Patrick, about it being now or never. When we first reconvened a couple of months ago, do you feel it is just a question of time now?
It is just a question of time. I think winning today it was huge, boost their confidence. To go to the last game at Palace, and I think Arsenal is a job done for them.
How much jeopardy, if City get the job done tomorrow, in terms of Palace and the conference final that they would have just days later, so they would have to go Sunday and then the final on the Wednesday. It's not a huge turnaround, not like Villa had in terms of playing on the Friday night before the Europa League final. Do you think that again is going to help, a big tick in Arsenal's favour?
Yes, but then you think of the Aston Villa situation where if they have won the trophy, they celebrate, and what are they like against Manchester City? But Oliver Glasner, when he was last in a European final, the game before, I think 4 days before, he only changed one player. Now, Palace haven't got a huge squad. So if you go back on what Oliver Glasner's done in the past, in Germany, he played almost a full-strength team. So I think it'll still be pretty full strength for Crystal Palace, and I think the nerves will really kick in with Arsenal this week if Man City win tomorrow night, because when you saw that tonight, playing Burnley at home, how much they created. Yes, they scored from a set piece, but it was a little bit edgy in there tonight. And I think you mentioned it might actually do them a little bit of good, maybe being away from home.
On the last day?
Maybe. That could, because you'd feel a tension in the stadium, understandably so. But Crystal Palace are a better team, even with a few players out, than what Burnley are.
But for it to go on the last day, Manchester City have to win at Bournemouth. Now, this story, as we're saying, has not been confirmed by Manchester City tonight, Patrick, that Pep Guardiola will be leaving after the final game of the season, having secured 20 titles now at City with the 2 domestic cups he's added this season. The only thing that City are saying is that he's got a contract for another year. So there's no confirmation, in effect, either way at the moment. But if that news is known in the dressing room, if there is a suspicion that he is leaving or it's been confirmed, could that have an impact on City's performance tomorrow night in the here and now?
No, I don't think that will have an impact, because we're talking about players, professional players with experience and focusing on their job, and the only ones for them is to try to win the game and to try to push it to the last game of the season. And of course, if that news going around, players will talk about it, because players going to Manchester City because of Pep Guardiola as well. So this is a big news, and I hope it is not true, because since he's been at City, I think it's over there with Sir Alex Ferguson as one of the greatest managers in the Premier League. And it will be a massive loss for Manchester City.
What's your take on this, Jamie, and particularly on the timing of these reports coming out this evening?
I mean, I don't suppose Manchester City or Pep Guardiola can do anything about the timing. They have to let the club know. The next guy coming in, we heard it's Maresca. He would have to have information about this. He would have staff he would have to speak to. The closer you get to the end of the season, there's more people know, and it just eventually it comes out. I mean, this wouldn't have happened overnight. You would have imagined it would have been in the last few weeks, maybe a couple of months, and there's just too many people involved for it not to come out in the end.
Do you think there's a lot of jeopardy or questions around whether City will actually go and win at Bournemouth, who are unbeaten in 17? And they also know their manager's leaving, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes when you speak about a team like Bournemouth on a run like that, I almost look at it the other way and think they're actually due to lose a game. You know what I mean? A little bit like that. If City play well, they'll win. And the idea that the Pep news coming out, how it'll affect them, I don't think it'll affect anything in a negative way. It might make no difference, but if it was going to make any impact, I think it'd be in a positive way. You know, what that guy's done. You know, what he's done for these players, what they've achieved together. What a way to send this man out. Can we go and win a domestic treble for Pep Guardiola, you know, in his last game?
I think the relationship, between Pep and the players is quite really strong. And if the news is true, players will want to do the best to win the league for Pep. And I don't have any doubt about the players' focus and concentration to please the manager in the last 2 games of the season.
But it's in Arsenal's hands. Win on Sunday and they will be champions. Whatever happens regarding City, they might not even have to. And then they've got another little game a week after in the Champions League. So if they win those 2 games, if they win the Premier League for the first time in 22 years, you know where I'm going with this. if they win the Champions League as well for the first time, are we talking about the greatest ever Arsenal team?
You will have to, I think that is a good debate. I think if they manage to win the league and win the Champions League, I think you will have to have this kind of debate and compare the 2 generations. It will be interesting to see the best 11 of these 2 teams.
Go on then.
But
Patrick, we've got 20 minutes or so.
I don't want to say that if they manage to win both competitions, I think that will be something that it's unbelievable for the football club. And this group of players will be remembered as one of the greatest Arsenal team. To be the best, I'm not 100% convinced of that.
No, it's the best achievement in Arsenal's history, no doubt. It's not a better team than...
To win the league and the European.
Yeah, because how many... I was reading a stat today.
Five of the teams
have won the league and the European Cup in the same season in English football. That would make them the greatest achievement in their history. They wouldn't be the best team. The same way that Manchester United's team of 1999 achieved the greatest achievement, but they're not actually better than the team in 2008 who won the league and the European Cup but didn't win the FA Cup. I think most Manchester United fans would say 2008 of, you know, Ronaldo, Rooney, Rio Ferdinand and Vidic at the back was a better team than 99, but 99 achieved more because they got the treble.
A reminder for you at home what that invincible team looked like, probably at its best, or certainly it's the team that we think of. With Lehmann in goal, Laurent Touré, Campbell and Cole across the back four, Vieira prowling in that midfield alongside Gilberto, with Ljungberg and Pires on the sides, Bergkamp and Henry up front. So come on then, Patrick, if we take this team of now, which I think Thierry Henry called, well, they would be the unforgettables. How many of the unforgettables could find their way into the invincibles?
I'm going to say between 3 to 4 players.
OK. Let's go then. Which ones?
Listen, I think Raya in goal for Lehmann. Timbers at the right back, I quite like him. Mm-hmm. I think he can get in the team as well. Touré, Campbell. Am I going to change one of the two?
Which one?
I will keep Campbell, and I'm going to change Touré.
For Saliba or Gabriel?
For Gabriel.
Oh.
For Gabriel.
I was expecting Saliba.
Gabriel.
Yeah, OK.
Of course, Ashley Cole, we don't touching Ashley. And I think Taka can get in the team on the right-hand side.
OK, over Freddie.
Over Freddie Ljungberg, yes. Up front, we're not touching Cherry and Dennis.
Declan Rice?
I will say, Declan Rice for Gilberto and keep Robert Pires on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
So that is these 4 changes, yeah.
Keep yourself?
As a captain as well.
Brilliant.
Love that. It's not a bad team, is it, when you think about that? So let's just go through it. So it was Raya in goal. Instead of Lauren, it was Timber. Yeah. And alongside Sol Campbell at centre-back, it was Gabriel.
Yeah.
And then on the right-hand side, Saka is joining Vieira and Declan Rice in midfield.
I think... So that's 6-5 for the Invincibles. I would do the same, but I'd just make one alteration. I would put Saliba in instead of Gabriel.
OK.
And so Saliba for Touré rather than Gabriel coming in then.
Don't feel that team, that combined team, would lose too many matches, do you?
No.
Do you want to take any of it back?
No, I don't want to take any big back, but it is really always difficult to compare generation of players, and I think...
Let me ask you another question then, Patrick. Who'd be your manager?
Ooh. Listen, I think Arteta did a really good job taking the team a couple of years ago and seeing where the team is today. He spent as well a lot of money regarding Arsene. I think Arsene bring myself, Cherry, and really good deals. So for that, I will say that Arsene will be the manager.
Very good. Like the sound of that?
Yeah, I think that's right. Wenger, he's done a double in his first full season.
I think it's a great team. It's a great team, great manager. But then
clean sheet 4 in a row for David Raya. It is 19th clean sheet of the season. He's got another Golden Glove award as well. And earlier on, he spoke to Aaron Ramsey and to Alex.
David, huge win, 5 points clear at the top of the table now, all pressure on Manchester City. How do you sum up tonight?
It was a very difficult game. We had the chances to score more goals, but we know how difficult it is to score goals in this league, especially when the ball doesn't want to go in. Just incredible from everyone, the way we defended, the way we controlled the game. Really, really important, and of course, massive 3 points and it's just one to go.
Your 19th clean sheets in the Premier League this season, which equals David Seaman's Arsenal record. Just how proud can you be of the season that you've had on a personal level?
I am very proud on the collective way that we are playing, we are defending, and of course very, very proud of myself, trying to help the team as much as possible, but without these players I couldn't do it by myself.
Yeah, you've been instrumental this year. I mean, like, you should be so proud of that. With that, you know, structure that you have now, the amount of work that you've done defensively, you can see you must feel so confident in your team that you're not going to give many chances away now, and you've always got that set piece or that moment that you can go on and win a game as well.
Yeah, we are, like I said, from the start of the season, we had that toughness defensively, that willingness of not conceding that many chances and not conceding that many goals. And we had some spells where we did and some spells where we didn't. But credit to everyone that the way we defend, the way we keep those clean sheets, it helped us to win so many games. Especially, there's so many games that are won by only about one goal. So if you keep that clean sheet, it's easier to win games.
Yeah, I think you've been, even when they have managed to break you down, you always have to stay focused in them moments, because you've had some big moments yourself this year where you have had to make some big saves at vital moments in a game. How much is it, when you're having large periods of possession, how important is it for you to stay or to keep your concentration for them big moments to have an impact?
Well, we know how important it is on those moments where we dominate those games, and I don't have that much things to do. But that's that concentration for 100 minutes to be focused, to help the team when I'm needed. So I think that was a big difference from last year or the year before to this year by myself, where I had to step up in that manner, and I think I did this season.
Been brilliant. Well done.
David, Kai Havertz given an opportunity today. He hadn't scored here at the Emirates for over a year in the league. How happy are all of you for him that his goal was the decisive one today?
We are delighted for him. We know he had a tough season with injuries and everything. We know how good he is, the quality that he brings, and how good of a person he is as well. So it's really, really important for the squad, and we are really, really happy for him to score the winner.
And a word for the fans, as you can hear, it is so loud here. How good have they been this season, the whole season? Amazing,
especially what they did in the Champions League, and what they did today is incredible. So credit to them, and throughout the season they've been really, really important for us, and he gave us that extra motivation, extra edge to be able to compete for those things.
Are you all going to gather together to watch Manchester City tomorrow night?
We're just going to enjoy the win today and recovery tomorrow, and then let's just be focused on Sunday.
And just finally, are you okay? Because you got a bit of a knock at the end there.
Yeah, I have a dead back, a dead glute, a dead shoulder, but no, I'll be fine.
Ice bath for you then?
Yeah, ice bath, straight to the ice bath.
David, thank you so much. Congratulations on your third Golden Glove in a row. You've had an outstanding season. Good luck
all the best
on the weekend.
Thank you, guys.
David.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Yeah, 19 clean sheets for David Raya. Do you think they all get together and watch Bournemouth City in case City don't win tomorrow?
They'll be at home. They won't be a get together. They just enjoy it. Of course, if things change, they might be a big get together later in the evening. But no, it's about rest, recuperation, get your sleep. Just a word on the really nice to hear the goalkeeper talk about the defenders, because the keeper gets this special award, and you think, what about the defenders? And there's been all manner of defenders that have played in front of him. I mean, there's 3 different left backs, 3 right backs. Mosquera's played in the middle as well. The centre halves are quite magnificent. But this goalkeeper, the common denominator, he played throughout the season, and he ties it all together. Has been brilliant.
Yeah, 19 clean sheets, along with your and David Seaman and the rest of the defenders' record in the 90s. So all focus now to tomorrow night. Do we think City win and take it to the last day?
Well, the beauty of tomorrow night, 4 teams playing, every single team has got plenty riding on it, which is incredible at this time of the season. But of course, all eyes are on Manchester City. Of course they are. I mean, it's the biggest prize, big domestic prize in football, I believe, and they simply have to do it, no matter how. A little bit like Arsenal, they simply have to do it. I think they will. Bournemouth is a tricky place to go. But the prize is so big for them, I just think they'll get over the line. And I think after the season that we've had, it will be fitting. I think every neutral wants Manchester City to win just so we have the big crescendo on the last day.
Yeah, and Martin obviously doesn't agree with that.
No.
He has the champagne and ice for tomorrow.
I said every
just in case. You kicked every ball tonight. Great to see you, MK. Thank you very much indeed. So there we go. Arsenal get over the line. They are one game away from greatness and a 22-year wait coming to an end. See you soon. What's in a moment from the blue half of Manchester, but first let's concentrate on the Gunners. You kicked every ball there tonight. They weren't at their best, but yet again, they found a way.
Yeah, it's becoming their signature goal now, isn't it? From a set piece, 1-0 to the Arsenal. It's more George Graham than Arsene Wenger. It wasn't pretty at times, but I don't think they care, this group. They just want to get over the line. It's hard to watch, though. Fans played their part tonight. There's a real unity in the stadium. And I think that they've learnt a great deal in that match, how to perform under pressure, get what you need. Over to City now to see how they can match up tomorrow night.
Indeed. So let's just remind you of the conundrum now. Very simple. Arsenal got one league game left to play. City have two. The next one on Tuesday night away at Bournemouth. It is very, very simple. Manchester City have to win that game to take the title race, this incredible title race, to the final day. If they don't, Arsenal will be champions on Tuesday evening. If they do, then Arsenal go to Crystal Palace, remember, 3 days before their big European final. Villa go to City 3 days after their European final. 5-point gap now at the top between the two. Do you have to expect City to win at Bournemouth, even if you hope they don't now?
Well, if I'm still playing and I'm still out there, I'm expecting City to win it. Talk tonight that Pep might be on his way, creates another narrative, takes a bit of something away from Arsenal in a way. These players are, if they weren't already trying really hard for their manager, they're going to try even harder for him. We want him to go on a high, 2 domestic trophies, perhaps a third one, which would be quite remarkable in a transitional season. So, no, I think the timing, this coming out, we don't know if it's official, but it can only help their story now. It's come so late. Normally, it's detrimental to a team when the manager says he's going, but there's something that this guy offers that other managers don't. He's just take another one and cause a massive upset. Arsenal now favourites to win this, but you can't write City off, such as the quality of their manager.
And let's not forget, Bournemouth are potentially still chasing Champions League football. So how difficult is this fixture? What do we think about City taking it to the final day?
Well, that's why Arsenal are such strong favourites now, of course. They've got the points in the bag and they've got the easier game, you would suggest. Crystal Palace playing in a European final 3 days later, you'd have to expect them to rotate a few players, to freshen up a few players for that final. So it really is in Arsenal's hands now. And I know what Martin's saying about the manager and about the potential if it's Guardiola's last season, the effort that the City players are going to put in, maybe, but it really doesn't matter if Arsenal win anyway. So fully focused, I would say, from the Arsenal camp to expect City to win both games. But away at Crystal Palace, you'd asked Arsene Wenger at the start of the season, win that last away game and you're going to win the title. Of course, he'd be in dreamland. In terms of tonight, the game, I didn't really agree with Arteta there in the interview. I didn't think it was one of their finest first halves at all. I thought, in fact, they were pretty average throughout the game. Interesting what they've been doing with corners lately, though, as well, Martin, because against Newcastle only a week or two ago, they did exactly the same. They played 2 or 3 short corners, and on the third one, actually, they scored through Eze into the far top corner. Tonight, they did the same, 2 or 3 short corners before they knocked a long one. Is that because people are starting to work them out, or?
I think it's all the wrestling, Michael, in the box, and they're trying to get away from that wrestling situation, and then deliver the ball back in a little bit later in the move. And here, look, Mosquera maybe just didn't have the connection there, and nothing would come of it. And then I think they thought, do you know what? Let's just put it in the box now, and let's just see. And look, I mean, he won't ever score an easier goal, Havertz. No. It's a great leap, but he shouldn't be getting that time and space in the 6-yard box in any league, never mind the Premier League.
It's such a simple corner in many ways, isn't it? I mean, we look at the Burnley team, and you can basically say there's 8 players in that 6-yard box. There's only 1 player really that's trying to prevent anything happening. And then when you clear all that and you see Havertz here, I mean, look at the route. He's got a running jump on anybody here. Nobody goes near him. And he actually eventually ends up in a really dangerous area.
But the quality of delivery, look, it's on the money. Because that is not an easy thing to do, just to find that ball. It delivers it, look, beautifully, just above the goalkeeper, who was in no man's land there. And time again, him and Declan Rice just keep putting that ball in. They just nail it every time. And that, without that delivery, nothing else happens, despite the good movement from Havertz.
Yeah. Havertz hadn't scored since February of last year in the Premier League at the Emirates. 2 minutes before the goal, there was a VAR check. Could Arsenal have had a penalty?
Yes, they could. Let's have a look at that. I mean, it's Saka. He gets the wrong side of his man, or the right side from his point of view. And he's just about to take the shot, Martin, there, and a leg sort of, I don't know, just wraps around him, prevents him from striking the ball. It's quite an interesting one. Some people, I think there'll be a lot of people split on this one. I mean, I probably thought it was a penalty, but I was actually quite relieved that VAR didn't touch it, because it's not a clear-cut one.
Well, the more you see it, the more for me it is. And maybe VAR just needed to take more time, because he's about to swing that foot. Look, and he's put his foot in the area for Saka to kick. He doesn't make it to the ball, so therefore it's a foul. He's put his foot in the way as an obstacle. He's been impeded. He can't hit the ball in the true way, because he ends up hitting the back of his opponent. So for me, that's a foul. And it's just, we need to be sharper, we need to be better in those situations. The more we see of these types of things, we'll get better. At first, I didn't see it myself at the beginning, but the more we looked at it, it looks very obvious.
Could you make a case, though, you're a defender, could you make a case that you've got there in front of me and now I've just kicked the back of your leg? It's actually a free kick to you?
No, because it's a last-second action. He's put his foot there so that to block my pathway to the ball, and I believe then he's going away. If he goes towards the ball and makes it to the ball, then fair enough. But he doesn't get to the ball, so all he does is put something in the way of it and creates draws the contact.
I happen to agree with you. I just wanted to play devil's advocate a little bit. I thought it was just a penalty, Steve. But as I say, happy for VAR to look at it and to leave it with.
So they checked that. They also checked this from the goal scorer Kai Havertz in the second half with 20 minutes to go. Are you both happy with yellow here?
He's lucky. I think there's an element of luck, isn't there?
There is. That's it in real time. These are the better angles now, Steve. Let's just slow it down. You see the tackle is high. Well, if you call it a tackle, the foul is high. And I feel it's one of those that we'll see tomorrow, pieces of on the paper and on social media. And when you look at that, people will go automatically, look how dangerous that is. If this foul was, a red card earlier in the season, then this has got to be the same. However, you've got to watch it in real time to make a true decision, in my opinion. And yes, it's high. Yes, it looks nasty, but when you see it in real time, I don't think there's the power. I think it's more of a trip. I don't think it's straight leg with loads of force and a leg-breaking challenge. I mean, not one of the Burnley players appeals for anything in terms of obviously a foul, but they're not surrounding the referee thinking it's a red card.
I didn't think there was quite the velocity in the challenge.
That's what saves him.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those, they are breaking away, and he's just like, that one where you just try and trip him up and he gets it all wrong. It's quite high. And you can see on Havertz's face there, he's a little bit concerned. So he gets away with it.
Yeah,
if he gets sent off, Michael, the ref, you'd have to say it's his fault, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. And that's a similar one to the penalty, I feel, Steve. If the referee sees that and gives a red, I don't think VAR are going to step in and say you've made a wrong call. That is, some would give it, some wouldn't. So, again, happy with the on-field decision being what it was.
And they win again. So Manchester City have to win at Bournemouth on Tuesday night. Otherwise, the champions are Arsenal. And as Mikel Arteta was asked about, and the boys have been alluding to, subplot tonight, reports, Manchester City have not confirmed or denied, but reports that Pep Guardiola will leave Manchester City at the end of this season. So therefore, we'll only have 2 more games in charge. Pep, of course, who has delivered 20 honours, including those 3 community shields, in his time at Manchester City, including 6 Premier League titles, and still a flicker of hope of maybe turning that into 7. How all that changes the dynamic of City going into the Bournemouth game and then potentially the last day of the season, if it matters, Michael?
Well, there's enough on it anyway for those players to be wanting to run through a brick wall to win this Premier League. There's a lot of new players in that team, and of course they want to turn that digit to 1. Pep Guardiola's looking at turning it to 7 here. So I think there'll be enough motivation, of course there will. But when we look at those numbers and when we think about Pep Guardiola's career at Manchester City, it has been absolutely incredible. We are talking about one of the all-time greats.
If it is true, and it turns out to be the case, are you surprised or do you understand, with 2 domestic cups this season, that he hasn't got the energy to go for
Well, exactly. Every single year, people during the season are thinking, is this going to be Pep's last? If they win this, will it be his last? So I don't think it's a surprise. He's done it for years and years and years. And prior to that, for years and years, he's not had much of a break. And we all know how intense he is. I mean, it must be so tiring to do what he does. And he's getting of an age. He doesn't need to do it. He can, he's got a family. He can, have a bit of a rest up. So there's no surprise whatsoever.
Do you know when you win these trophies together, Mark, you've won trophies, you spend nights together over a glass of something, and you look these players in the eye, and he's probably had to say, guys, it's over. Do you know? And he can't hold it back any longer. And in a way, because it's sort of naturally done, and natural, organically, I think he gets the best from the players. It's not like when Ferguson suddenly decides to go when it all went wrong and he had to just reverse out of that. This is like being done in the right way. It's so late in the season. It's like, give me everything, guys. We all go out together. We're always friends forever. We remain on those pictures. We're heroes. We're on those photographs. Let's do one great thing else for this football club before I go. And that will give them the energy. I see it that way. So is that
Arsenal's worst nightmare, that City take it to the last day?
It is a little bit, because
at home, goodbye to Pep against Aston Villa.
Well, if all things you can use for motivation and part of that sort of propaganda that you have, but this is real. This is real, and he will get extra from these players because of what he's done in this game. He's revolutionised the game of football. Like the inverted fullback, the Barcelona, the sort of carousel movement in midfield, the fake number 9. It's amazing what he's achieved. He's brought a lot to this game, especially in this country. Everyone's trying to do what he's doing and not getting it. And look at those numbers. Those numbers are remarkable. I think it's only Sir Alex Ferguson, who's better than him in terms of what he's won. So he's one of the all-time greats. You don't give up on an all-time great. You give everything to the end, and that's what City players will do.
OK, we will wait and watch this space to see the outcome.